What a sad story. The father telling me that his son is devastated and his life will never be the same. This just hours after the teen was accused of ramming his BMW into another car, killing 6 people.
A very sad story indeed. I'm so devastated. We should all be so devastated for this guy after he ran through 151 miles an hour and rammed through a car, unaliving 6 people. Now, let's see how the other people in the car feel. Well, they can't really feel anything, you donkey. Now, you might have heard of this guy from back in 2022 after his incident turned him into a celebrity. Shit was huge. I saw this guy. I was a professional TikTok scroller. I saw this guy on my FYP non-stop, people making edits of him, people simping for him. I was like, what the fuck did he do? I should do the same thing. Maybe then I'll find a girlfriend. And then I found out what he actually did. And that was the day I realized that TikTok is a very fucked up place with people very inhuman feelings. The internet in general, let's just say. So in January of 2022, bro was going 151 miles an hour, driving a $100,000 BMW M5 into back of an SUV in Palm Beach. He caused it to roll over and sent the 3 passengers flying from the car. There were 6 farm workers in the SUV who were heading off from their shift. They were 46 years old, 29, 53, 60, and even 77 years old. 5 of the victims died at the scene and the 6th one died on the way to the hospital. And after they took him in, his dad came forward to defend him. And guess who his dad is? Guess who his dad is that is driving a $100,000 M5? He's a star attorney he's a local star attorney.
And the father tells me that contrary to sheriff's investigators' suspicions that his son was not under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Deputies say the teen rear-ended an SUV, killing all 6 inside. The father of that teen telling me tonight, he's crushed, he's just devastated.
I would be so mad if I was the victim's family after him using those words. You donkey, your son is not crushed. The other 6 people crushed. They got shut off to the afterlife.
The driver of the BMW was taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
Now that is some bad reporting right there. It was not minor injuries. It was, as a matter of fact, major injuries, as his feelings were majorly hurt and he was absolutely devastated that he cannot drive his M5 anymore.
The investigative officer checked the box on the incident report suggesting alcohol or drug use by that teenage driver. The teen's father says his son was at home with the family until leaving to go see a friend shortly before the crash. He says his son was not drinking and says, quote, "It's inaccurate. The blood tests that were done last night show no alcohol." The sheriff's office says possible alcohol use is under investigation.
Long story short, he was charged with 6 counts of vehicular homicide and he was facing 90 years in prison. After he heard that, he was even more devastated and he was even more upset that his life is never going to be the same. People were simping on him on TikTok. Little did they know he's going to have a boyfriend. He's going to have a husband because he's going to be, in prison for 90 years. But his dad came to the rescue. He was like, "No, son, I am as much as devastated as you, and you do not deserve this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fight for you. You didn't do anything wrong. You're just 17 years old. You were doing stupid shit. It was my fault for getting you a $100,000 car." So just 2 days ago, they pleaded guilty of the 6 counts. So the case will not go to trial. And instead of 90 years, he is serving only 12 and a half years. After he's out, he won't be allowed to drive for 3 years and he'll be under 7-year probation. Well, guess what? 12 and a half years. I say make it lower. He's still devastated about the 12 and a half. If he's a good boy, he'll get out in 3 with probation. I have no doubt he's going to get out in 3 years as well, since the 90 years came to 12 and a half.
Nora, what do you have to say now to the victims' relatives?
12 years behind bars for causing the deaths of 6 people.
Why is this a fair resolution to this case?
We have a 17-year-old who is accepting responsibility. No amount of time.
This cracked me up. No, please. As a matter of fact, it was my fault. I'll take the response. What do you mean he's taking responsibility?
No amount of time will bring back the victims for their families.
Relatives of the victims did not attend today's court hearing, but Johnson says they agreed to the plea deal.
The victims all have written to us that they do not object to this. Some of them didn't even want him to go to jail at all. One wanted us to drop the case entirely.
The old, what, oh my God, what is in my mail? What is this pocket? Why is there $100 bill after $100 bill in it? What? Since God blessed me with this money, I'm going to forgive this guy, because life is all about forgiving, and I'm going to move on and live my life with the $100 bills. Now, I'm not gonna judge them. 100% these guys got paid. They 100% got something out of this, and I don't really blame them. If we don't know the situation, they could have really used the money, but 100% these guys got paid for it to let my son go. They probably went like, oh, it's been 3 years, guys, come on. Everyone just moved on with their life. We all gotta move on with our lives as well. Look at this guy. He deserves a second chance. Look how devastated he is that his life is never going to be the same. Give him another chance. Now, I'm not going to be a hypocrite about this. The second you get your license, the second you get your car, you sit behind it. It's like seeing and touching the first pair of melons in your life. You get horny. You sit behind your car and you go vroom, vroom. You go like in a 60, you go like 65, and you feel like a badass. And at nighttime, you're coming out from outing, the highway is absolutely clear. You go a little bit above the speed limit, sure, but when the highway is empty, when there's cars all around you, you are going 151 miles an hour. Ugh. This is why you shouldn't get a sport car for your kids at the age of 17. even I don't agree with scooters with these kids having nowadays. I think the scooters are even more dangerous. My son is driving a 2015 Nissan Sentra 1.6 liter. But Dad, everyone out at school has like a Mustang or like a GTR. I want a sports car. Shut up, you donkey. You do not talk to me. You have money, go buy. But it's absolutely shocking that the justice system is this corrupt, and this guy just switched his 90 years into 12 and a half. I really want to know what was their defense in this whole thing. He was a donkey. Judge, forget about it. Look at him. His face is even a donkey. And the guy was like, yes, I am a donkey. Please let me go. And then he was like, okay, well, since you're a donkey, let's just move on with our lives. And get this, before he gets sent to prison, he's chilling on house arrest. He's chilling at home. And then later on, they're going to come and take him to prison for the next 12 years. But if he's a good boy, 3 years is all he's going to serve. Ugh. Fucking hell, man. I send my prayers to the 6 people who lost their lives because of this donkey, and their families as well. They got unalived because of a TikToker, because guess what, he also filmed all his interactions while driving and all that shit. He was filming and posting all that shit, so just because he wanted to show off and look cool in front of like hundreds of thousands of people, he unalived 6. That's what they died for. But anyways, just wanted to share this with you. My shisha is ready now, so I need to go get it. Take it easy. I'll see you at the next one.